Alright, YouTube, what's going on? So, in this situation, this video is going to be used on my both channels. I'm feeling lazy. I don't want to do it on things. So, prospectively, in that regard. So, of course, for the people on my radio show, you know I have a gaming channel. And a gaming channel on YouTube. And of course, on the YouTube side, you guys don't know that much, but I have a radio show slash also a podcast as well too, and talk about this. So I just want to talk about something here that covers two things about the situation and just get it over with. So for the gaming side, I'll start off with that and roll into it. So I've saw a couple of videos, people's like making up the usual arguments and stuff, you know, Nintendo, like, oh man, Nintendo, they ain't Nintendo pull out of the Olympics at the last minute. I think I know why Nintendo did that, and I'm sorry. I know you guys, smart move, Nintendo, smart move, because you saw what crap was gonna happen. Tokyo Games. It was about to, let's say it this way. The Tokyo Games were about to start off, and seeing how the things have started up and gained more and more and more into the way coming from, and how Nintendo stands on not trying to be in that regard. I'm with Nintendo's smart move pull out. Because the Tokyo Games are not the most viewed Olympics. It's really not now. Even though you have a captive audience with a lot of people home and everything, but it's not. And the daggone, and the reason is because of that is because of the whole woke. This is basically called the woke Olympics. That's what it is. It's just the stupidity of that, and I'm happy that the big end pull out of that because they saw the trash show that was about to happen. So that take care of the gaming side. I don't fault Nintendo for that. Small move on the end. Now I'll get on to mostly the podcast that I do plus slash radio show I do as well. Because I'm gonna play Bill Maher. For those who know that. I'm a person that have my biases and everything, but I put my biases on my sleeve. I let people know about that. If you tell the truth, I am going to agree with you. I have a lot of problems wrong with Bill Maher, and you guys on the radio show slash podcast know that I've shown when he said, I want the economy to crash, and he got his wish. And then he played it. He had to go in a parachute to jump off the plane, but he wanted the economy. He said, I wish the economy would crash. Just to give it a person. Well, you got your wish. A lot of people is losing their jobs, losing their life, people get killed, all kind of stuff. Not surprised. But again, sure is sure still in any rate. If you tell the truth, I don't care if as bad as a person you are, a person I disagree with, you tell the truth. I see the facts. I see the facts, and I saw that happening. The problem what's going on is funny now. A lot of the Olympics. A lot of the people who push their wokeism and their stupid stuff into everything. You see, you talk too much. You're braggadocious. You brag. And what happened? Couldn't back up that brag. Simone Biles to being the GOAT. Couldn't back it up. The U.S. women's soccer team with all that braggadocious thing. Couldn't back it up. Barry couldn't back it up because I'm going to use this to do that. Okay, that's a good thing. Turn against your country and all that stuff. All right, even though you have rights that you got because of the same country, but whatever. And you wouldn't even you were placed third. You would think, okay, let's focus on trying to get my hammer throw up to the point. No, you wanted to get all in that nonsense, and you did not even not place, not first, no second, not third, not fourth, not fifth. Out of 12 combatants, you place 11. Am I shocked? No. Should I focus forget about the other fake crap. How about you worry about getting your skill down pat? That would have been a better thing to do. But no, you didn't do that. And there's other sports that happens as well too. It became that. But now, as you're gonna hear from Bill Maher, I'm playing it in this format because HBO and them is quick with the freaking copyright, whatever, and stuff like that. Again, I'm doing this for teachable purposes. I'm not going full screen. You hear what he says. I just want to. But his point is what I say, pointing. I don't know why Nintendo pull out of it, which is smart. And also, again, that's one of the reasons I'm not on Twitter. People are like, oh, you need to be on Twitter. I don't want to be on that cesspool. Twitter is evil. So is Twitch. Not Twitch. TikTok. TikTok is super evil, as I showed in my last video show. Now the Twitch now, and the Chinese government literally says, yeah, we're collecting your biometrics. So if you use so even though you have the app on your phone, they're collecting your fingerprint, they're collecting your face in, they're collecting your eye. If you use the retina scan, they're collecting your passwords where you use it for stuff. That's why I don't want to put Twitch on my TikTok on my thing, y'all, because they're funny, whatever. I'll get TikTok to other means where I ain't gotta install the son of a gun on my damn phone or computer, none of that stuff. But anyway, let's go with what Bill Maher has to say.
Make the Olympics into the Oscars. Oh,
they already did.
They did already?
Yes, they did.
Yeah. You know, back in April when the Oscars aired, I commented in this space that the theme of that evening was, we dare you to be entertained.
Was this true?
Lest your mind waver for a few hours from thinking about the sad things and bad people in the world. Well, thank God we found some of those bad people in the Olympics now, and not a moment too soon. The director of... No,
that's sarcasm.
That was sarcasm. The director of the opening ceremony was fired hours before... Before the event, because they found out there was a Holocaust joke in a comedy routine he did decades ago.
Jeez.
Well, you know, context is everything. Obviously, it didn't strike people as beyond the pale at the time. Young people have to stop flattering themselves that they're Nostradamus and would have foreseen, had they been around then, everything that's unacceptable now.
Which basically, a lot of you young ones are basically, oh my goodness, you're drinking this thing up like it's no tomorrow. And you wouldn't even have thought in your dad's balls before some of this stuff happens. So why are you doing that?
And for further context, Mel Brooks wrote one of the most successful musicals of all time around the song "Springtime for Hitler."
People don't. There's a weird. Bill will get some weird artists sometimes, even though I don't like his politics. It's weird how some people do certain things.
Why do we allow the people who just want to bitch to always win? Days before that firing, the opening ceremony's musical director was also forced out because someone dug up an interview with him from 1994 where he admitted to bullying classmates as a child. As a child. Remember when your teacher used to try and scare you by saying, this is going to go on your permanent record?
Shit's real now.
Yeah. No longer an empty threat now.
Nope. That's real.
And the creative director of the entire shebang, of the whole Olympics, got shit-canned because he once made a fat joke in a private conversation.
Jeez.
This is called a purge. It's a mentality that belongs in Stalin's Russia. How bad does this atmosphere we are living in have to get before the people who say cancel culture is overblown admit that is in fact an insanity that is swallowing up the world? What a ridiculous crowd. I'm back, not the audience. I'm back. They're still. And that is not a conservative position, my friends. My politics have not changed, but I am reacting to politics that have. And this is yet another example of how the woke invert the very thing that used to make liberals liberals. Snitches and bitches, that's not being liberal. The Associated Press is a real news organization, yeah? So why am I reading this headline? Olympic surfing exposes whitewashed native Hawaiian roots. Yeah, the Olympics added surfing this year. Good. Surfers deserve to be recognized as athletes. I'm sorry. What I meant to say is, no, that's cultural appropriation.
I know, right? That
The AP
nonsense.
says that for Hawaiians, probably all 2 of them, including surfing in the Olympics, is an extension of the racial indignity seared into the history of the game and their homeland when white outsiders took over their spiritual art form.
No, it was not spiritual art form. 1, 2. This is the thing I was talking about. That these younger journalists are getting into these points. Don't know what they're talking about because they're just following what Twitter says and then post nonsense. That's the problem with certain things.
Or just people having fun in the ocean.
Exactly. Exactly.
I must say, of all the violations of the woke penal code, cultural appropriation just might be the dumbest of all.
It is.
First of all, there are 25,000 islands in the Pacific. How do we know a Hawaiian was the first to stand on a board in the water?
Thank you.
It seems like something anyone in any ocean would eventually get around to. And if you're a surfer, it doesn't matter if you're black, white, or in between. You all taste the same to sharks.
That's for sure.
But let's say a Hawaiian did invent surfing. Should he or she have kept it to themselves? Most of human history is a horror story, but the good parts are about different groups coming together and sharing. It's sort of the whole point of the Olympics, which...
Yep, in Greek, that's what it was.
Which itself comes from Greece, where wrestling was invented as a way for completely heterosexual men to get to know each other. Badminton has roots in India. Tennis comes from France. Skiing from Scandinavia and Taekwondo from Korea. Judo was appropriated from the Far East and skateboarding from the far out. What is this new rule that the first thing to do, that the first to do something, are the only ones who get to have it?
That's so stupid.
Jewish people spent most of their history wandering, but when they see other people milling around, they don't say, "Can you not? That's sort of our thing." You know,
it's stupid.
Change is not synonymous with progress. Newer doesn't automatically mean better.
That's why I always tell you guys, not all progress is good. And for the gaming side, going back to the gaming side, y'all wanted digital, you wanted this and all this stuff. Okay, great. I accepted it. I have accepted that I'm gonna be phased out. That's why I buy so many physical games for my Nintendo Switch. Why? Because I don't know, that might be my last console, basically. And then again, there's cartridge form. I'm happy that Nintendo went back to cartridge form and then we get then the disc, because again, cartridge lasts way longer than the damn disc. That's why I'm buying. That's why I don't have not only just the OG Switch and the Switch Lite. I'm also going to buy the ODL, OLED one, sorry, OLED version. And then when they got the Switch 2 Pro, I'll buy all that stuff. Why? Because if all the cartridges could work across all those things, I have me a backup. I have me a backup on backup. Because this is the biggest physical library I have. But y'all progress, y'all want this, you want cloud gaming. You want, oh, I don't want to buy a console. You want to have the Netflix of gaming. Okay, then you go ahead and have Netflix of gaming is different because you got a cloud doing the whole cloud thing. You got to sign in, a bunch of all kind of crazy sign-ins. Go Google Stadia, try stuff. And there's a video about that I could show about that. How crazy you got to sign and everything. Your internet got to work good. Heck, I live in where I live right now. Again, in the home I live in right now. Brand new home. Brand new subdivision outside. Yes, you know, subdivision, everything. For the last couple months now, it's funny. I've been in this home for about 2 years, but the last couple months now, power has been going on and off, on and off, on and off. Now I have solar panels on my roof, and they have made my bill very cheap. but I need to get a solar battery just to back up because I don't like this on-off thing. That's kind of messed up my daggone one of my hard drives I had, which it was my fault. Excuse me. Stupidly, I plugged it to the wall and I was using it, and I think that's what messed up my hard drive. That it don't want to work now because the whole on-off the short or whatever. So that's on me. But that's just crazy how. If that's the case, then you don't have internet or you don't have power, like you don't have a console, so you don't have the console to play your games, so you depend on the internet, so you don't have the. That's too much to play gaming right now. Y'all want it, whatever. And the funny about it, again, you think they're gonna down? Like I said, I already talked about the Steam Deck, the Steam Deck, and how that the big problem in that. But again, I go with what is going on with the game. But I'm telling you right now. Not all progress is good. Not all. You've seen it. Now we got more broken games than ever, more all kind of stuff. And Nintendo's not above that too. Nintendo's done that too. There's been soft lock, but funny enough that the soft lock has been, there was a soft lock in the original Legend of Zelda Twilight, not Twilight, Skyward Sword back in the Wii. I remember that, but I never got it, but it happened and they patched it and fixed it. But it's kind of weird that he's doing the same thing right now. I'm not surprised.
This new idea that each culture must remain in its own separate silo is not better. It's not progress.
No, it's not.
And in fact, it's messing with one of the few ideas that still really does make this melting pot called America great. Not everything is about oppression. Stealing natural resources from indigenous peoples, yes, of course, that is exploitation. But I swear not one Beach Boys song resulted in any Hawaiian having less waves to surf. Not one African record buyer stopped purchasing local music after Paul Simon made Graceland.
That's true.
But lots of white buyers in America were turned on to and then bought African music.
Which again, majority of hip hop is. I know this because I'm in the industry. Most of black music, majority of black music, are bought by white people. So y'all wouldn't be rich if you were white people buying your stuff, technically speaking.
And today, Korean boy bands make Western style music. You don't get to #1 singing this.
Okay, that was legitimate funny.
Mixing, it makes things better for everyone. BTS can be a hit in America, and I can get kimchi on a taco. Isn't that better than everyone walling itself off from outsiders? I thought walls were supposed to be bad.
Well, they have to put it in there, so I'll let it go.
But we're living now in a world where straight actors are told they can't play gay roles, and white novelists aren't allowed to imagine what it would be like to be a Mexican immigrant, even though trying to inhabit the life of someone else is almost the very definition of empathy, the bedrock of liberalism. And by the way, if anyone deserves to bitch about stealing in the Olympics, it's the horses in the equestrian events who have to watch humans get medals for everything they do.
All right, I'll just leave it up to that. So, again, you see, and it's funny how they got, like I said, Nintendo Switch is all in this right here. Is in it. I take the competition with me. Oh, you gotta love this stuff. But anyway, yeah. So there you go. That's one of the reasons I want to talk about. I see why Nintendo pulled out. They saw that the Olympics were gonna be like that. Smart move on their point. I would. You know, money is money in all regard. Trust me. But when you start seeing what they've pulled and do stupid stuff, yeah. With all the wokeness and all the crap that we talking about, and who's GOAT and all the trends and all the other crap in there, yeah, time to just be like, you know what? I'm out. Peace out. Can't handle this. So, with that said, to the both channels I have, thank you for listening to what I gotta say and hear what I say. Hope you guys have a good night. Peace out.